Hi there. My name is Anissa Wilhelmstetter. I'm a creativity and creative change coach and the founder of Creative Change Coaching. And I'm delighted to be here today as your positive intelligence practice partner. So, what we will be doing is I will take you through several slides that is a primer on the avoider, a saboteur accomplice. So we have the saboteur, we have the judge, right? That is the head honcho, the chief saboteur. And like in the Enneagram, we have 9 types that support unhealthy behavior, contribute to our stress level, and get in the way of us living our highest potential. And this largely comes from socialization. You can have the nature element, you can have the social cultural element, and a whole lot of other factors. In many fields or traditions, it is also accepted that this personality forms or a big part of it before one is even born, and a lot of it also from what we needed to do to survive growing up in wherever we were growing up, whichever family, culture, etc., society. So, what are these survival strategies? And so, one of these types or survivor types, you could call it, is the avoider. I also like to use the term provocateur. Some people have difficulty seeing, for example, the avoider as an accomplice saboteur, because then you're always thinking of something sabotaging you, and that can feel also stressful. And for many, it's makes it harder to do the work of meeting that encounter, of challenging. When we think of it as a provocateur, my reasoning is the question behind this: what provocateur is provoking you to pull back from living your highest potential? So that's the direction I want to take it in. I would like to share my screen now. I will continue to use the term saboteur and accomplice saboteur nevertheless. When I say saboteur, I'm referring to the judge. When I say accomplice saboteur, I am referring to one of the 9 types. And in positive intelligence, this type we're looking at, type number 9, is the avoider. And in the Enneagram, number 9 actually is also the avoider. So let's share my screen and we will read the slides one by one. Mm. So I would like to go into presentation view. Oops. Let's do that again. Yep. So take a breath while we wait. So we have it. The avoider. I've made a quirky twist here instead of the peace sign because the avoider really disturbs your inner peace. And the avoider, this accomplice, the healthy type 9, has a love. I mean, we all want peace, but a kind of commitment for peace, a deep desire. And you will see in many of the positive characteristics, if you looked at the Enneagram, the positive characteristics is a great mediator, a great peacekeeper. When we're not keeping the peace by avoiding, which is unhealthy, right? The unhealthy avoidance, we actually have great power to bring people together and to see all sides and all strengths of people. So, this is a deep motivation, a strong why, and that can give meaning to your work. So, let's look at the description then of the avoider. And again, all of this is from Positive Intelligence. And the founder, creator, and this text, most of it is words from Shirzad Shamin and from his book, Positive Intelligence. Now, the description of the avoider, focusing on the positive and pleasant in an extreme way. This is the trick. This is where it becomes unhealthy. Avoiding difficult and unpleasant tasks and conflicts. So that's it. The characteristics: avoids conflict and says yes to things one wouldn't want, downplays the importance of real problems, and tries to deflect others, has difficulty saying no, resists others through passive aggressive means rather than directly, loses self in comforting routines and habits, procrastinates on unpleasant tasks. So, what are the thoughts? An avoider thinks things like, this is just too unpleasant. Maybe if I let it go, it will take care of itself. If I deal with this now, I will hurt her feelings. I'd rather not. If I get into conflict with others, I might lose my connection with them. I have found balance. I don't want to mess with it. I'd rather give someone else their way than create a scene. And what are the feelings then? You have this thought feeling cycle, right? So you feel one way, which is created by the thinking. And you can become aware of the thoughts that's fueling those feelings. So feeling the one way, we create more of the same thoughts, more exaggerated. We take it to another level. Those thoughts feel those emotions, those feelings, those sensations. And that in turn fuels the thoughts. And you have this vicious cycle, which is not a virtuous one. And it's a downward spiral. So let's look at feelings then. This is why feelings are important. And there are other reasons. Feelings, an even keel. Anxiety about what has been avoided or procrastinated. Fear about hard-won peace of mind being interrupted. Suppressed anger and resentment rather than expressed anger. And what are the justification lies? I also like to see these as what are the beliefs and assumptions, because you can think the thoughts, but only when you believe it is it impacting you, affecting what you do and don't do, and how you really feel. Justification lies of an avoider. You are a good person to spare others' feelings. No good comes out of conflict. It is good to be flexible. Someone needs to be the peacemaker. And what is the impact on self? Denying the conflicts and negative or negativities that do exist prevents one from actually working with them and turning them into gifts. Feeling numb to pain is different than knowing how to harvest the wisdom and power of pain. Whatever is avoided doesn't go away and festers. Here, I would like to emphasize that one of the important things about feelings is that it's feedback, it's information. It makes you aware of your own needs. And obviously, with the avoider, one of the great needs is peace and harmony and connection and bringing everyone together. When we become aware of our feelings instead of being numb, so instead of avoiding those feelings or feeling those feelings, when we allow ourselves to accept it notice it, accept it, and inquire into it, we are able to inquire into our deeper underlying interests. And when we do this, we can see that we have what it takes to take care of our needs, and it can be quite simple. And we are able to take care of our needs. In this way, our pain does not become suffering, and we are able to access the gifts of this inner wisdom, this inner knowing. The play on the logo, it's not the peace sign, but it's Mercedes, right? It's shopping, and yeah, you have the shopping bag on the head. One of the things the avoider might do to avoid dealing with the real thing. So the impact of being an avoider of this accomplice on others. Relationships are kept superficial through conflict avoidance. Others' trust level is reduced as they are not sure when negative information is being withheld. The original survival function of the avoider could rise from both happy and difficult childhoods. In a happy childhood, one might not have learned the resiliency of dealing with difficult emotions. In a childhood of high conflict and tension, the avoider might come into play as a peacemaker and learn to not add any negativity or tension of one's own on top of the existing family tensions. There is this I actually created for my friend Phyllis. NAIL is an acronym that comes from a play on words and a course I run on the Integral Life platform called NAIL Freedom and Flow. And this is an insight meditation tool that is also an authentic generative inquiry. Authentic, you know the truth for yourself, from yourself. Generative is that it is healthy, it gives you insights, and the insights can then inform implementation, which is action. And this will help you live your potential. And when you apply to any one area of your life, it will benefit you in all areas of your life. So the N is for notice. You want to notice things. You want to notice when you're triggered. You want to notice those feelings. Then you want to accept them and accept yourself, most importantly, that I'm feeling this, that this is happening, that this is the situation, that this is the challenge, that my burden to bear, and freeing myself too, right? So we can also notice then thoughts, the feelings, the relationship between the thoughts and feelings. And we start inquiring into it. What do I need to notice? What do I need to accept? How am I feeling right now? What do I need? And then what do I need to let go of? So certain thoughts, feelings, lies are in the way. Certain judgments of self, others, and circumstances. These are all things we can let go of. And what do I need to love? Ourselves, the child we were. And Nietzsche will say, fate, my circumstances. That's what I need to love. Amor fati. So again, you see the cards I've made for my friend. We've gone through the thoughts and feelings. So the focus of the day. This comes from the app and is read in the voice of the founder, Shilzad Shamin. I started making cards from them. And the focus of the day, so each day starts with the focus of the day and 3 challenges. And on some weeks, you taking direct aim at your accomplice saboteur or your judge, right? So on this particular day, the focus of the day is to activate impact on stress. It's more to activate your awareness of the impact of the avoider. So the avoider impact on stress. So ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And your feelings will tell you if the avoider is messing with you, right? How is the avoider messing with me right now? And then you notice, how am I judging self, others, or circumstances right now? There's always a judgment there. And it's usually a vicious cycle, and usually of all self, others, and circumstances. If others are not involved, then it's definitely self and circumstances. So I'm going to read the focus of the day. So hi there. Our focus today is to intercept your avoider's impact on your stress level. Your avoider causes much of your stress in partnership with your judge. Here's how it works. Your judge lies to you and tells you something is going to be unpleasant, like a particular task or dealing with a disagreement or conflict. Your avoider chimes in to have you avoid that supposedly unpleasant thing by either telling you that it's just not that important and doesn't have to be dealt with, or you can always do it later. So you can procrastinate. Of course, as you know, this immediately starts a stress cycle in the back of your mind because you know this thing won't really go away. It will just get bigger and bigger and more difficult to handle as time goes, and might even explode in your face in the form of a missed deadline or a conflict that blows up. So your avoider causes you to be always anxious, wondering that there are those important things you've been avoiding or procrastinating on that'll soon cause you trouble. The other problem is that your judge then comes in and judges you for having avoided things, causing you shame and guilt, which then adds to your stress, which then fuels your avoider to avoid even more. It's a vicious cycle. So as we have discussed, the best way to deal with the avoider is to confront it right after a PQ session, and you have activated your PQ brain region and quieted your survival brain, where your avoider lives. This means that right after a PQ session, you'll be feeling less of your avoider's resistance and more likely to move into action against it. So in the intro, we looked at this. In the PQ, you would have read in the readings where PQ is positive intelligence quotient. All this information is available on the website. It is like how you measure the IQ. So you have the PQ, it's your ability, your strength, these muscles, this brain, this power to be resilient in the face of challenges, to surpass your saboteur so you can live your potential and actualize yourself. And you have a survival brain, and this is where the avoider lives, where the judge also lives, right? And when you're in your creative mind, then you are in your sage mind. You are able to see and think clearly. So a PQ session is when you practice some kind of focusing or meditation. There's so many things you could call it, yoga, tai chi, whatever you want, but anything that takes you into your body, so somatic or embodiment practices. So that's just the term, PQ. Reps is when you do any kind, for example, if you focus on touch, bring your fingertips together. And you can do that for a few seconds, or you take 3 breaths. That's a PQ session. And so you're strengthening this PQ muscle, and that's a mini or micro PQ session. And when you do this work, you get insights, and insights are exciting. So try this today, right after a PQ session. So after you've gone into your body, remember we bring in some authentic, so real inquiry. Not how should I avoid this, but how can I help myself do what needs to be done? And so this is one of the questions, the wise questions. So right after your PQ session, after you've taken 3 breaths and done these things, ask yourself the following question. What's the biggest thing I've been avoiding that's causing me stress, that I am willing to take action on today? What's the biggest thing I've been avoiding that's causing me stress, that I'm willing to take action on today? So we could do a session if you were working with me or in one of my workshops or facilitation sessions. We will do a PQ session, and then we do transformative inquiry or positive inquiry. You bring out your journal. We often journal together, and then I will guide the question and repeat it at intervals while you journal. Because this is a recording, you can pause this recording if you need the time and would like to take the time now. Otherwise, simply reflect on this and then do it again after this recording. So here is it. We can look at it in the card. To activate your awareness on the impact on stress of your avoider, I can also change this text. Avoider impact on stress, right? So we're going to ask ourselves, and this activates your awareness. What's the biggest thing I've been avoiding? So think of that. That's causing me stress, that I'm willing to take action on today. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing am I to take action on that thing? And now you name that thing today. On a scale of 1 to 10, how willing do I need to be to take action on that one thing? Name that thing today. We will follow through on this in the next challenge. For now, you will sit with this exercise. Good luck, and I'll see you soon on your coach challenge. So these are the slides we went through. Yeah, here we are. So this is the challenge. So in intervals, again, as I mentioned, so after 3 hours, if you were on the app, you would then get this challenge. And if it was email coaching, this is what I will send you after 3 hours. So any insights you have, you always ask yourself, what about that insight activates or excites me, right? So here's it. If this came to you as a recording, and this is what it looks like. Hi there. Today I will be helping you with today's challenge on your avoider saboteur. Let's start with some PQ reps. Close your eyes if you wish. Notice the rising and falling of your chest or stomach with each breath. Gently bring to mind things that you have been avoiding that impacts your stress, perhaps similar to the way that I described on this morning's message about how your avoider impacts stress. List in your mind as many of them as you can. How does your avoiding look like? What are those things you are avoiding right now? Pause this audio if you need more time. Great. Now pick one that you are ready, able, and willing to handle in the next few hours. Of the many things that you are avoiding, which one will you work on? Pause this audio if you need more time. So don't judge yourself or beat up on yourself if you are not yet willing to go after the bigger ones. Give yourself time. Start even with something small. And this will build your peak, your muscles, and give you the momentum you need against your avoider. Great job and good luck with the follow through. So I'll stop sharing my screen so I can wish you well for the day. So we did some PQ reps. Continue to do this at regular intervals throughout your day. And then you want to go into noticing your feelings. So you do a little check, you center yourself some more. And then you ask yourself one of these questions. And you can write your answers and then see what insights come. Feel some gratitude for the insight. And then see how the insight informs implementation or action. So take it to activate. And then obviously you want to have empathy for yourself. And that's it for today. Thank you for your practice. May you stay well and safe. And may you continue to prosper for your practices. And I will see you in the next Coach Challenge. Bye.